Hi Memory Keeping Masters, my name's Lisa. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me. I'm a long-time scrapbooker who a couple of years ago decided to stop altogether. I have returned, but I've returned in a project lifestyle because I found doing the 12 by 12 albums and pages just was exhausting, and I found unless I had a house the size of the Pentagon, I was never going to be able to fit all my albums in. So I'm just going to show you what I'm at for this year, and then I might go back and show a little bit of what I've done other years to catch up, as I did 2 years in one album in a matter of a couple of weeks to try and catch up so that there wasn't that big void in my memory keeping journey. So I apologise for the lighting, it's all very primitive. We'll just see how we go. So this is this year's current album. So as you can see, title page, incomplete. These will probably get coloured. I'm going to stick some photos in, but I'm going to wait till later in the year. That'll have a photo as well. So that usually I'll wait till later in the year until I actually make decisions on what I'm going to do there. Here, I've used some digital stamps. I don't have Photoshop or anything like that, so I've literally just done them on white card and then cut them out, or even printer paper I think it is. I've just got some wood veneers stuck on, some little clusters of journaling, and just some cards to embellish, trying to keep this a little bit flatter than the last year, which was quite bumpy. So as you'll see, this is week 1. I don't do both sides and a double page spread for 1 week. 1 week for me could be, well, here it goes for, 1, 2, 3 pages. Other times it might go for 7 pages. It just depends on what's going on. So this is just telling different stories, just journaling straight onto the cards directly. No, I didn't really embellish much here. I kept that one quite simple. This one, all I've done is got some vellum underneath here, a few spots of vellum. These photos I took with my phone, but when I actually colour corrected them to what the sky really looked like, it came out like this. So that's why I wanted to pop that in, just to show this is what what we were seeing, the colour of the sky was in the middle of the day. Back when there was bushfires all around Australia. And all I've done is done a whole lot of circle punches, piled them on top of each other, made a fake wood veneer. This is just so I often use these just loose page protector things. I've just covered what's in there because it's personal. I'll just throw those in between. It's cheap, it's effective, it puts in the story that I want to tell. This page here, this is week 2. So this, I just used a 6x6 paper pad. I've got a couple of papers out of it. Use that. I've used, so the little flags and stuff, I've actually used like the branding strip off the top, just for something different. And this I've actually done as a flip out. So this page is one of the Becky Higgins, I think it's Design A, but I call it the Panoramic A. So what I've done is I've told one story here. This is a separate story. Over here is another story again. So I've got 3 stories in one. So I don't do like one pocket per story type thing. I just, whatever stories I want to tell, I tell, and this is how I do it. So there's no right or wrong. There's not much embellishment with those pages. Here it's just the kids at the pool. I'll probably come back and embellish this a bit more because there's not much on it. I've literally just got a couple of cards and not much else. So I'll just put some little wood veneers or something, or some little stickers or puffy stickers, something like that, to finish that off. This one was a hard page because of the colours of the photos. I'm not impressed with it. Needs a little bit of embellishing. So whether I do, I'm actually probably going to come back and do a lot of stamping, I think, because I found last year's album I did a lot of stamping and I really enjoyed that because it gave a bit more meaning but without adding too much dimension. So here I have stamped on here and here, but I haven't really done anything else on that at this stage. This, I'll cover that. So that's just what's in that pocket. So I'm going to actually remove this because I've doubled it up. So I know I've already got that in that other pocket, so I'm going to remove that and put something else in here. So this was a story of me cutting all my hair off after 33 years of having long hair, and the reason why. Over here this is one story, week 4. I've just attached I think they're Ellie Edwards little plastic pieces onto a couple of those. A little bit of stamping, not much. It's such a busy page, it doesn't need anything. And over here, so I'm loving this stamp set that I bought secondhand off somebody on Facebook. Love, love, love it. So I've actually used it on both sides. A little bit of stickers on here, some tennis balls, not much, you know, a couple of labels just to finish it off. There's enough going on there, but lots of stories told. Over here, I've got one story here, which is pretty much all of that, plus that is all this one story. And then over here, that's a separate story. So the journaling for that will be here to go with that. Because this was hard to see, I've actually thrown a tab on, which I usually do, but it still wasn't enough. So I've thrown a little tassel on because that, you know, draws your eye to it and tells you that there's something there to flip. As you'll see here, I put my card into the printer and it printed crooked. It caught the paper awkwardly and took it through. So the words didn't print as I expected, but I thought, oh, what the heck, just go with it. So I just threw some enamel dots to make it look like it was supposed to be whimsical. I don't know why, because I've got a digital, this was a digital download. I could quite easily print it out again, but I was just over it by then. So that's that. Here, this one I've already put up on YouTube, so the only difference, I think I've lost so sometimes I put these wood veneers on the outside and I've lost one there. Which is why I'm not really a fan of them being on the outside. Here, page done, no journaling, again, no journaling. So this is where I'm up to pretty much. So beyond that, I did do this. So this is week 7. There really wasn't any great pictures from this week. What can I say? It was just a nothing week. There was a couple of photos, nothing special. So every so often I'll do this because this is the stuff I love reading back on, going back and seeing what everyone was thinking and doing and, you know, how we all felt about each other, that type of thing. So that's what I've done here. So I've just asked a handful of questions. So this is my husband, myself, and our 3 boys. And I've just colour-coded them with some highlighter washi. And then on the other side, the colour of the washi here correlates with who answered it over there. So all I've done here is same thing. So it's, you know, most laid back, most highly strung, who's the meanest, who's the nicest, who's the pickiest eater, who eats almost anything. So it's asking everybody those questions about what we feel about each other. So this photo was actually done the week before. My son was asking about eye colours and jeans and all that type of stuff. So I thought, oh, what a good idea. Just in the Project Life app, I created that collage. I'm going to actually change this out to title this page from the way I see it, or, you know, from my point of view, whatever. Something to basically say, this is how I see our family. So it's asking about each other in the family and who we think and what we think of each other. Not trying to be mean, but, you know, just trying to be honest and a bit of fun. Here, so where I'm at, where I need to pick up from, is a whole bunch of photos in protectors. Doesn't say which week they are. I do have it all on my computer, so I do know. I actually plan everything out in PowerPoint, would you believe it? Because I've got it set up so it's quite easy just to flip the photos in, and I can flip slides between if I need to change things. So all I've done is thrown a whole bunch of photos in, waiting to go and do it. I know that one's going to be a design L because I've already planned it. And then I did a few bits and pieces here. So I screenshotted things on, I don't know, from a news site or something like that. Just basically, this is up to COVID-19. So I've thrown in some cards that might be relevant. I printed them out on printer paper, stuck them in, just using We Are Memory Keepers protector. So it's just one that's all attached, just like 4 sides. And then this is, so this page and this page kind of go together. So all I've done there is I've used a whole bunch of memes or information or different things that I've screenshotted. This was way back on the 26th of March. I did this, screenshotted a whole bunch of different things about coronavirus, you know, different from schools closing, social distancing, statistics, how, you know, what happens with the virus, where it lives, things like that. You know, COVIDiots, people stockpiling toilet paper, things like that. So all that's on there just so that I've got a snapshot. It is pretty full on reading that, but it's just, yeah, it's just the 9x12 9 pockets. So I love actually throwing in different size page protectors in my album for variety. I love the difference. Now the next one, the next page, I just need to get a couple of things. The next page is just it was inspired by somebody on a Facebook group. Can't remember, I think her name was Ellie, but she did a digital A to Z of like coronavirus, and it turned out fantastically. Hers was just brilliant. I loved it. Mine isn't that great, but mine was from the perspective of an ICU nurse. So all I've done is I'll just cover up the things that I shouldn't really be showing. So mine is from the perspective of an ICU nurse, and all I've done is I've gone through the alphabet, I've done different things, and I've just stamped the letter that it relates. So all these pictures are from the internet. None of them are my own. Just letting you know, I've just pinched them off the internet just to put in my album, just to tell the story. So I've said like A for airway, B for border, which was talking about the border closures. So this is just the ICU nurse's perspective, and then under here it's, you know, C for contagious, D for death toll. This was back when the death toll was only 21,000 people, and I know the US has doubled that already now, not to mention all the other countries. E for extra ICU beds, F for fear. Underneath here I've got G for gratitude, H for hand washing. I is intubation, so stay home unless you want to be intubated by a gynecologist. Found that funny. This was just basically about intubation. It proves no purpose in the alphabet, but I just wanted to throw it in. J, it may be in bad taste, so I've covered that up, but it's J for jokes. In our job, we have to be very lighthearted and joke around in order to keep doing the job we do. So J's there. K, I've said for killer. L for lives lost. M for masks and PPE. N, so somebody had posted this meme on my Facebook page, so I screenshot it, cut it down a bit, and it's about nurses. N for nurses. O for outbreak, P for prone positioning, Q for quarantine, R for rapid testing. Interestingly enough, you know, we're still not at that point yet that we get results in an hour, and this was, what, 2.5, 3 weeks ago now. S for symptoms of comparing coronavirus with the cold and the flu from World Health Organization. T for temperature, U for unprepared. This is about how prepared we are if we were to be inundated, which thankfully we haven't been yet. V for ventilators, W for war against the virus, X for x-ray, so an HARDS picture in an x-ray. Y for year, for cancel the year please, and Z for zoonotic. So that's pretty much all I'm at now. That's all I've done so far. These are just odds and ends I've just got thrown in there just to remind me, you know, if I want to use those throughout the album. These I've just downloaded off a page that provides pre-printables, and that's pretty much where we're at. That's all I've done so far. But like I said, I have actually gone back and completed. So I stopped scrapbooking all of 2018, I believe it was. I picked up a different hobby, tried that out. My friend begged me to come back to scrapbooking in 2019, so I've come back but with a different take on things. And I caught up in a couple of weeks. I caught up those 2 years that I missed. I've done it all in one album, so I'll start doing just a little show through. I'll do a flip through on what I've done in those. So I basically did not embellish at all, though. So over the course of the last month, I've been going back and just trying to embellish it. But I've kind of burnt out even with that. So I'll start filming those and start uploading those soon. And then I'll upload my 2019 album, which is 2 albums. So it makes up for the fact that I had 2017 and 18 in one. 2019 is in 2. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment or subscribe. And thanks for coming to watch. See you later.